What's up, guys? Welcome to Field Series Review. Today we're going to be looking at the whitetail systems that I like to use based on temperature. Alright guys, so before we get started with today's review, I would like to remind you that we're still doing our Dixie Falco Pacific Falco hat giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel, like the video, comment down in which state you are from, comment below, and I will choose a winner each Friday. So today we're going to go through some of the whitetail systems that I like to use based on temperature. So let me just give you a forewarning. Everybody's different when it comes to their ability to withstand cold. Some people are cold natured, some people are hot natured. Us down here in Georgia, 32 degrees is going to feel a lot colder than someone that's from Wisconsin. So I'm just going to go through some of the systems that I like to use based on 10-degree intervals. There's a gazillion systems. This is just kind of a broad way for you to somewhat understand with some of the systems that I like to use. I'm a big fan of mixing and matching and trying new things out, but I'm just going to try to keep it simple. I can't go through every system that I use or every piece that I have and all the combinations that would be here for an hour. I'm just going to give you some of the basic setups based on temperature in 10-degree intervals. Alright guys, so we're going to start with temperatures between 80 and 90 degrees. Usually I don't like to deer hunt in those temperatures because the meat's going to spoil pretty quick, but sometimes early season here in the south you don't have much of a choice. So it's a very simple system. I go ESW pants, I go ESW shirt, I go ESW gloves. I'll typically wear face mask or the core neck gaiter, the real thin one. I can't find it right now, but and then for a bag I will use the tool belt. Alright guys, so now we're going to look at temperatures between 70 and 80 degrees. Now for the pants, I'll still use the ESW pants. You can get away with the Equinox pants too if that's what you want to use. You can get away with the ESW shirt again, but this is the temperature where I like to start breaking out the lightweight hoodie, the core lightweight hoodie. I love the built-in face mask. It's very breathable, very light. 70 to 80 degrees is definitely its wheelhouse. Still use the ESW gloves. I don't typically use the neck gaiter or the face mask when I'm having the lightweight hoodie on because it has a built-in face mask. And then for a bag, I'm still using the tool belt. All right guys, so now we're looking at temperatures between the 60s and 70s. I'm going to switch the pants fully over to the Equinox pants. I'm not going to use the ESW pants. You can get away with it, but I don't. Go Equinox pants. Don't use the ESW shirt. I think it's too light for that. I go with the core lightweight hoodie. And I still rock the ESW gloves. These things are really, really good. I don't use a neck gaiter or anything because I have a built-in face mask. And then for my bag, I'm still using the tool belt because I have very little to carry with me. All right guys, so now we're going to look at temperatures between the 50s and the 60s. And this is where you can kind of add in a few more things. So for my pants, I'm still going to go Equinox pants. 50s and 60s, 50s to the 60s, you could get away from ESW if you put maybe a little base layer underneath there, but the Equinox pants by themselves are perfectly fine. I still go with my core lightweight hoodie. Now if it's getting into the lower part of the 50s, I'm going to need a little bit of warmth because this guy's pretty thin. This is where the mid-weight zip tee really comes in handy. I really like this guy in the 50-degree mark. There's also other pieces you can use there. You can get creative. If you have something like an Equinox hoodie, you can get away with that if you don't wear it for long walks. There's other things that you can do, but I primarily go with the core lightweight hoodie and then the mid-weight zip tee. And then I'm still with the ESW gloves, and because I'm still not packing in a lot of clothes and whatnot, I'm still going to go with my tool belt. All right guys, so now we're getting into where it's getting interesting. We're getting to the 40s to the 50s. So this can give or take based on how cold natured you are or whatnot, but usually we're going to look at just a few things I like to bring. If it's in the mid or low 40s or whatnot, this is kind of what I will bring. I'll go with either a mid-weight or a heavyweight base layer. And then I'll go back to my Equinox pants. And then for my top, I'm still gonna use a lightweight top, whether it be a lightweight hoodie or a lightweight shirt to wick away moisture. On top of that, I'm gonna go with start breaking out my Fanatic hoodie. If we're down into the low 40s, I'll go the lightweight tee, I'll go the Fanatic hoodie, and then on top of that, we'll put my Equinox hoodie. I know some of you guys complain about, oh, that's so many hoods. Really doesn't get in the way. It's not that big of a deal, guys. I don't even use the hood on the Equinox hoodie. I just use the Fanatic hoodie. Equinox does great. For my gloves, I'm still using my ESW gloves. For my bag, I'm still using my tool belt. Now, you might remember, if you guys are hauling stands in, or you want to strap your bow into something, you can go ahead and go up to the tool bucket, but I'm still probably going to be using the tool belt because I don't haul a lot of stands around. But for the 40 to 50 degree range, I'm going a base layer on my legs, then my Equinox pants, then I'm going to go a core lightweight top, Fanatic hoodie, and then my Equinox hoodie on top of that. Low 40, some guys can start breaking out their Celsius midi jackets. That can also go with that. There's a lot of different combinations. This is just one that I like. All right, guys, so now this is where we typically start transitioning into some more fun systems. The 30s to the 40s is where things really start getting interesting. There's a lot of combinations that you can use. Like I said before, this is just one that I like. So 30s and 40s with low wind, this is typically what I will go with. I'll go with a lightweight bottom to wick away moisture. Then I'll go with my heavyweight bottom. And then if it's high 30s, not any wind, I'll put my Equinox pants on, see how it feels. But most of the time, there's gonna be wind. Most of the time, it drops down to those mid to low 30s, and I go core lightweight, core heavyweight bottom, and I go with my Equinox midi pants. That's what I wear to the stand. Once I get to the stand, once I get comfortable, once I start getting cooled down, then I'll go with my Celsius bibs, or my Stratus bibs, or my Stratus pants. So that's core lightweight bottom, heavyweight bottom, Equinox midi pants, and then my Stratus bibs or Stratus pants based on the temperature, low 30s, and how much wind, because of the wind stopping capabilities of the Stratus. Up top, very similar, lightweight tee, Fanatic hoodie, and then I'll typically go with my Celsius midi. That's my go-to in 30 degree temperature range. Once I'm in the stand and I get cooled down, I get comfortable, I'll decide if I want more, how much more, and based on the temperature and then the wind blowing. So at that point, I'll decide if I want to go with, a Stratus vest, or if it gets really, really windy in the low 30s and really windy, then I'll break out the Stratus jacket. At this point, I've switched over to a full backpack, so you can go with the cargo box or the toolbox or the tool bucket. I keep switching the names, but I'll go with a full-size backpack. Allows me to pack in things like my bibs, and that's when we start getting into some of the accessories. In here, we've got the neck gaiter, we have Fanatic gloves, and then the hand muff. So those are all going to be based on how well you do with colder weather, how much wind is in the air, stuff like that. But that's a basic system that I like to run 30s and 40s. All right, so now we're into the 20s, so 20 to 30, and things are super interesting at this point. So if it's in the 20s, between 20 and 30 degrees, this is the system that I'm going to put on. I'm going to go lightweight bottom, I'm going to go heavyweight bottom, I'm going to go Equinox midi pant, and then I'm definitely going Stratus bib or Stratus pants. That's what I have. Another option that you can do, you can go a lightweight bottom, a heavyweight bottom, you can go your Equinox pants, walk yourself into the stand, and then go with something thicker like a Fanatic bib to go over, and that's in the 20s. For your upper layer, this is what I'm going to put on. I'm going to go lightweight tee, Fanatic hoodie, Celsius midi jacket, and then I'm going to go Stratus jacket on top of that. Wait till I start to cool down, and then I'm going to probably put on my Fanatic vest over top of all that. Now, there's another school of thought from here. You can go the lightweight tee, you can go your Fanatic hoodie, and then some guys will go straight to a Fanatic jacket. That's all they need to get them through the 20s. So just 2 base layers and then the Fanatic jacket over top of that. Some guys will go maybe Fanatic hoodie, Equinox hoodie, and then the Fanatic jacket when it's down into the 20s. Lots of options from there. This is where you can really start to get creative. As for the accessories, same as we did before, but they're definitely going to be needed. Like in the 30s, you might need some of these, you might not. It's kind of borderline. In the 20s, you're definitely going to want Fanatic gloves. You're definitely going to want the muff. You may want to go with some of the more upper end whitetail gloves. That's fine. And then you're definitely going to want the neck gaiter. And I always would want to use my Fanatic beanie. And obviously, we're not going with the tool belt. We're going to be packing some of this stuff in and out, maybe packing a stand. So we're going to go with a full-size backpack again. All right, guys, so now we're going to talk about hunting in the teens. So from this boy from Alabama who now lives in Georgia, hunting in the teens is a rarity. Very, very rare. I've only done it a handful of times, but this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go on the bottom. I'm going to go a lightweight bottom. I'm going to go probably one more layer if I can find it, maybe like a merino wool. I've got like an older merino wool bottom. It's not real thick, but it's warm. I'll go my heavyweight bottom, and then on top of that, I'm going to go with my Equinox midi pant. And then once I'm into the stand, I'm going to slip on my Fanatic bibs. They're at the camp right now, but I'm going to put on my Fanatic bibs. And for the top, I'm going to go a lightweight top, a midweight top, a Fanatic hoodie, and then probably either my Celsius midi or my Equinox hoodie before I slide on my Fanatic jacket. I know you guys up in Wisconsin and Canada are laughing at me for all those layers just for the teens, but like I said, this guy is from Alabama and Georgia. That's super cold for me. Accessories, I am 100% going with the things we talked about before. Full neck gaiter, my Fanatic gloves, my muff, and my Fanatic beanie. Full-size backpack because I'll need to pack in my Fanatic set. The bibs and the jacket combined are just over about 8.5 pounds for extra large. So they're definitely heavy layers. For me, I'll never, to my knowledge, I've never hunted below into the single digits for whitetail, so I'm not going to get down into that. I'm assuming you guys that hunt in that low of temperatures are used to it, could probably get away with the set that I just said for the teens and get away with it just fine. All right, guys, so I kind of failed to mention when I was doing the review last night, the incinerator jacket. I don't have an incinerator jacket. I've never used one, so I can't give much of a review for it, but I know that you guys that consistently hunt in the 20s, teens, single digits, especially up where there's a lot of snow and it's very damp with the Gore-Tex outer shell and the Primaloft insulation, the incinerator is also a good option. They come in a bib and in a jacket. So you guys consistently hunting in single digits, teens, even consistently in the 20s, you may want to look at the incinerator set. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed a list of some of the systems that I like to run based on temperature. Everybody's different. This isn't supposed to be a verbatim guideline on what you have to have. There's a lot of other options. If you're hunting in a pop-up blind in early season, you can go with something like the Ascent pants, work really, really well. You can wear territory shorts if you want in the 80-degree weather in a pop-up blind. So there's a lot of other options, and get creative. You know, jackets like the Jetstream will also work good for whitetail. So get creative, have some fun with it. I hope this helped you guys a little bit. Don't forget to be a subscriber, comment down below, let me know what you think, like the video. We're still doing our Dixie Falco Pacific Falco hat giveaway, so just do those things. Let me know where you're from. We're going to pick a winner every Friday. Hit me up on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Let me know what you think, and we will see you guys next time.